What's up, model building fans? Hey, it's BG, and we're working on the Dart for the USAC build. So here is our engine we're going to work on. This is a Hemi Hillborn stacked engine. Beautiful little piece of printing, if I may say so myself, right here from Iceman Collections. Even comes with the intake flutes. Those things look really cool. Love the headers, how those are molded. And of course the iconic Hemi heads and a nice big old transmission on there. I'm not sure what transmission that's going to be on there. If you guys happen to know which one that's supposed to be, let me know. I would like to know. And of course our injector stacks. That is just really sweet. Look out, coming at you. Move your head. There you go. Watch your face. So that block is really cool. And I kind of like how Joel has the heads kind of molded in place there, or printed in place. So like makes life for me a little bit easier, because sometimes I don't always get these lined up quite right and they look a little skewed or wonky or whatever. But beautiful little engine right there, or not so little actually, big boy right there. And then from our good friend Jason at Blue Ox Model Shop, he gifted us a couple things that he had in surplus that are technically from MCV Productions, some model car video parts. And this is their gasser front end. Look at those springs. Those are sweet. And then he's got, looks like, two different widths of front axles, and of course tie rods. And rotate around here to the back side. Looks like we got the hubs. Yeah. And then, ooh, could these be positionable? That's interesting. Yeah, okay. That's going to be cool. So that's going to be the front end of our car. And speaking of front ends, we also have, well, let me just finish off with the MCV stuff here. So Jason also sent us a set of these traction bars. And these are from MCV videos also, or MCV car parts. And yeah, these are pretty sweet. So they look like they're gonna fit just right. So that's gonna be sweet. They should attach to this guy right here in the shackle part, which I think will be a good place to put those. I'm not quite sure how we're going to tackle the rear end yet, because we do want this to sit really high in the back. So I might have to put blocks on the springs that are in the rear, rather than putting super loopy springs like they have in the front. And then for the cut of grass, we have this awesome piece here, and this is the tube front end generic style from Iceman Collections. But this isn't the one that he's been normally selling. This one has been mildly modified just recently. And the reason for this is I had reached out to him last week and I asked him if these would fit the Dart. And he said, I don't know. It's a good question. Let me take a look. So what he did was he pulled out his Dart kit, because he's working on one, and then one of these guys, and did some fitting and fitting and spitting, I guess is the best way to say that. And discovered that with a couple of teeny little tweaks, he was able to reprint this and get it to be an even better fit than it would have been, the generic front end would have been. So what he did was he actually lowered the height here, narrowed the width here, and then shortened a little bit the frame rails there. So kind of shrunk it a little bit, but he left the width here just fine, so you can still stuff in any old big block you want to put in there, which is of course going to be our Hillborn right there, but our Hillborn Hemi. But yeah, he left it nice and wide there so that the cross member is still going to fit just fine. And because we're doing this dragster gasser style, we won't need these upper spring buckets here. So we're going to actually slice those off. Joel said the best way to do that is to just use a razor saw. Slice those off, because you don't want to crack anything. Slice those off there, slice it off of the wall, and then replace a piece of styrene rod, perhaps. Probably bring it from about where that joint is there, right up to where this knuckle is here. And that would be pretty, as long as it clears the master cylinder and whatever other accoutrement we have over here on this side. But that's looking like it's going to fit pretty good. Now, I've already done a little bit of slicing on this. You see my thinking lines here. You know, the reason why I call them thinking lines is I think I need to cut here, I think I need to cut there. So this was far more rectangular, and I notched it there because I'll show you here on the actual car. We cut off the front end of the frame, and on this guy here, this kind of ducks down a little bit. You can see I chipped it a little bit there. I was a bad boy, but this ducks down a little bit here. So what I did was I actually cut this straight across there, and then that's going to match up really, really well to this gusseting here. So let's take a look. And we're going to sit there. See how nicely that fits in there now? So that fits in pretty good. I'm probably going to have to, oh yeah, I cut out the fender wells in here, so this would fit in there. That's a major point. But the frame rails look like they're going to be, oh, so close to fitting what's on the subframe of the car. So that's pretty sweet. I do have to do a little bit more trimming on the firewall so that it matches the angle of the firewall that's existing, and then raise up the transmission hump there a little bit so that matches what's original to the vehicle also. So a little bit here and there. And then this does have like a little bit of a tip to it towards the front. It kind of raises up. I don't mind that. I kind of like that actually, especially if you're going to be having that gasser front end on there. So that'll be cool. And then these bits here will hang out just a little bit past the body, which is cool because we're not going with a front bumper on this guy. And we're going to be doing a detail master moon tank. So that's going to look really cool hanging down there. We'll have of course, the front support, the grill. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you for yelling at the screen and help me out. Going to have the grill in there, and then let's put this guy in here. Sort of like this isn't the perfect place, but it's going to be kind of like that. So that's going to be cool. I like that. But what's really cool about this kit, and I didn't notice this until I went over and picked it up from Joelle, was that this kit here actually comes with an entire forest of parts. So you have your, let's see if we can zoom in a touch. There we go. So you got your cross member there, got some radiator pieces. So that's awesome. Since we're deleting the core support, we're going to be putting that, going to need to put a radiator in there. And then I got the struts and spindles and all that jazz, which we're not using on this particular build, so we don't need to worry about that. Master cylinder, how about that? That's always a plus. You know, those are hard to find sometimes. Around the backside here, another radiator, and rotors. And then, of course, there's calipers that are molded onto the, or printed onto the hubs there. So that's really cool. And you got a couple different types of bits there if you want to use struts or shocks, I guess that is. But that's really awesome. I think he's going about 30 bucks for these. So that's pretty sweet. But it was really cool of Joelle to be like, let me go find out, see if this fits right, and then get back to me and be like, yeah, I did a little bit of tweaking. So he narrowed it, lowered it, and shortened it a little bit so it fits in there. But all these dimensions here have stayed the same. So that's really slick that they adjusted all that so it would fit better in the Dart. So there we go. That's what we got going on there. We also got some wheels and tires here that were created by my friend Chris Rohde. And he kind of teases himself about not being able to do treads yet. But, I mean, that still looks pretty good, right? And technically, I mean, honestly, if we just put grooves in there, that's great. But those look really good. I really like those. So we're going to have these guys in here. And the plan for this dude is to not really cut this fender out so much, because I kind of want him to sit up kind of high like that, which is why I was talking about having to put blocks underneath that spring there so we can raise it up. Have him sit kind of like that. I kind of like that look there. So there we go. That is what we've got going on the Dart, which we're calling the Dart bag. And here's a little photographic reference of what we're going for graphics. So yeah, that's going to be kind of fun. I'm going to try printing those myself. I think that might be a simple enough type of thing to try and print myself, but it's going to pretty much go down the whole side of the car, both sides, of course. But and then we're doing this guy in white, like a nice, we're going to do a little bit of a weathered look to him, because That's kind of my thing right now. That's kind of where I'm at. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Y'all take it easy. Thanks for tuning in again. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. That would be very helpful if you give us a like and a thumbs up. We appreciate that very much. And of course, we'll talk to y'all a little bit later on. Bye.